Florida.
You mentioned several endorsements. You got the VFW PAC, AARP. You also mentioned he received the endorsement of Sarah Palin. Do you take issue with Sarah Palin's endorsement of him? Do you have an issue with her in particular?
Well, first of all, I didn't say AARP. AARP doesn't do endorsement. I said the teachers. I said local law enforcement, the VFW PAC. Very proud. I also didn't mention David Brady. Yesterday, David Brady, Mr. West's opponent in the primary, came forward and said, I'm endorsing Klein because as a conservative Republican, where he comes from, and he made the point that I've been a conservative Republican longer than Mr. West has even voted, which has only been 6 years, that he believes that he and I share a common view on how to fix the economy. He's a businessman, and he gets it. And he also quoted, and these are his words, not mine, that Mr. West is radical and extreme and unfit for public office.
But back to Sarah Palin, you mentioned her several times. Was that a slight towards Mr. West?
I think Sarah Palin has a lot of very extreme views. And to the extent that he has identified with her and she has endorsed him, I think that's very significant. She believes in oil drilling off the coast of Florida, and Mr. West does as well. I strongly disagree with that. I think she has had a number of very, very extreme positions on Medicare and Social Security. So, you know, obviously he's comfortable with that. I think it's something that the public should know. She has provided a lot of financial support through various contacts that she has provided for him. So I think that's a relevant piece of information for the public to consider.
The president has been campaigning for you. A lot of people consider him a liability. What do you have to say?
Well, listen, anytime the president of the United States, whether it's President Bush or President Obama, will come to Florida and meet with people and talk about issues, I'm all for it. I don't agree with the president. I didn't agree with President Bush all the time, but I agreed on certain things. You have a responsibility to represent this community first. I disagreed strongly with President Obama when he said we want oil drilling off the coast of Florida. I disagreed strongly with President Obama when he has, in dealing with Israel on the settlements. And I was very public about it, and I had a chance to talk to him one-on-one, and I told him that it was the wrong thing to do, and I thought it was going to undermine the peace negotiations. At the same time, when he's right, I will support him, such as the Iran strategy at this time. I do support him, and I worked on that. So I think the bottom line is, you know, the president is doing the best he can, but certainly I don't agree with him all the time, and I represent this community first.
Were you there on the tarmac yesterday? I saw Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Was that a conscious decision on your part?
No. I had to be at WPPT in Miami. We had to do some taping.
Why no pictures of you and the president yesterday?
I wasn't with him until the event itself. I came from WPPT.
Do you think Sarah Palin's endorsement of Mr. West hurts him with some voters more than Mr. Obama supporting you hurts you with some voters?
Well, listen, obviously some people have different views of the different people. Sarah Palin, to me, is someone who is outside the mainstream in South Florida. I think many people think that President Obama is trying, and some people will agree or disagree. As I said before, there are many things that I disagree with, and I've said them out loud, and will continue to fight for this community. It doesn't matter who the president is, Democrat or Republican, just like the leaders, Republican and Democrat, both Boehner and Pelosi. If they're on the wrong side of something and it's important to South Florida, I'm going to be all over them.
So you weren't trying to avoid pictures
No.
with you and the president?